My name's Anaya. I am the oldest. I'm the oldest of two other siblings, Aaliyah and Trey.
My name is Aaliyah, and I'm 4EverCole's second child.
I'm Stevan the third, and I'm 4EverCole's son.
If someone was to ask you to describe your mom, how would you describe her?
Whenever I think of my mom, I don't know if this happens with everybody, but I think she is the most beautiful, woman I've ever seen. I don't know. And she's so hardworking too. It's just every single time I think about her, it's just wow. I've never been luckier.
She has raised 3 amazing kids all by herself, and that she always pushed through all the toughness, all the struggles that she's been given, and that's from her own willpower and all the things that she can do.
She cares so much. She's a very caring person.
Stubborn.
Just as stubborn. She's real stubborn too.
Loving. Independent. Ferocious when she needs to be. And then she is soft. Not in she's soft, but when you really get to know her and become someone that she cares and loves, she'll do anything for you, you know? I don't know. I never look at my mom and think that's not someone I don't want in my life.
She'll do whatever she puts her mind to, and I think she's really admirable for that.
She's probably the strongest person I know.
I think really highly of her, if that isn't obvious, but yeah, I think about that when I think about my mom.
Hardworking, she would come home late sometimes, and my sisters would have to make dinner and everything, but she was definitely hardworking, but you could see how stressed she was, and some of the experiences that came with it was, of course, I think one time, she'd not eat food because we wouldn't have enough money, so then me and my siblings can eat. So she was definitely very centered around us.
The thing is, when I was younger with my mom, I know we weren't very close. I didn't really start getting close with her until when I hit my teenage years and when I started growing up a little bit, to be honest. It just didn't really work. I was stubborn, she's stubborn, it didn't really work out that way for a little while. But when I started getting older, I started doing a lot more activities with her. And one of those things was when I was going to her modeling trips, and I'd usually help out, and I would, just kind of chaperone, some people are kind of weird, and I wanted to make sure my mom was okay. But whenever I see her modeling, and it's just in those moments, she never fails to take my breath away. That's so amazing. Not a lot of people can say, hey, my mom models, or hey, she looks so pretty. I always, whenever with my friends, I'll brag low-key. It's not even intentionally trying to brag, but I'll be like, oh yeah, this is my mom. Whenever I bring her up, and I'll show pictures, and I'll have everything is this is her. And especially when I'm able to see those moments in person, I'm there in that moment. It's just I can see her in so many different styles, and she'll just be able to rock them, and she'll just be having a time of her life. And whenever I'm behind the scenes, I'll always try to make her smile when I'm there. And whenever she really genuinely smiles instead of those modeling smiles in those outfits, it's one of the best feelings. I feel that's the best way I can describe it. I'm so happy I can make her smile like that, and she just looks so good while doing it.
I would say me and my mom's relationship is very close, I would say. It's very loaded. I don't know what it would be. It's a giant amalgamation. When I try to explain my relationship to my friends, they're always confused because me and mom are their parents are much older than them, so they don't really have that same connection as what I would say what me and mom have. I would say we grew up together is the best way I could put it. When I was in middle school, we would always leave the house when Aaliyah and Trey were asleep. Everything was done, the house was clean. Mom was getting home from work, and I finally caught her after she'd be working or when she went to school, so it was very rare that you'd see her. When she would come home, she'd see I'm up because I was waiting for her, and she'd be like, you want to go get Sonic? And we'd just go to Sonic and sit in there and get these mega big slushies and sit there for a few hours and just talk about our days. Those are really good really good nights. It was like a good bonding time.
Whenever my mom was off and she did have time, she'd always try and hang out with me and try and learn what I was into. So even if she just came home from work, she'd always be like, "Oh, hey, what are you watching?" Or, "Oh, can I try and play with the toys?" So she was always trying to like learn what I was into, even if she was busy. And it definitely helped get us closer and everything. And she did it with all my other siblings, so it helped us connect more, even if she wasn't there all the time.
My relationship with my mom has changed over the years, but I think it's at its best state yet, and I'm very glad that I'm here now, even though I wasn't there before. I'm glad at this end result I'm here.
What was the impact of all of the traveling on you and on your life?
Oh, dang. I don't know how to form long-term connections. That sounds horrible. But I would say moving from place to place all the time is something that, like, I'm great with first interactions, or like staying someplace for a year and then I immediately get bored.
I'm very well accustomed to change whenever I move around place to place to place. I could say that I've been a lot of places. Whenever people ask me the question, "Where are you from?" Like, where did you come from originally? And sometimes I'm compelled to say where I'm born from, but then I'm like, oh, I've been all over the place. And that we have a little joke in our family where we're kind of like, oh, we've just been all over the place. Like, we've been here, here, and here. We won't necessarily say we're from this specific place. I mean, we lived the longest in Texas, but we've still been all over the East Coast. We've been some of Central Coast, and we're even making our way to West Coast, like even just for driving there.
So moving from place to place, it was fun because you learn so much about just like about the people around you. You meet new people every year. You're always getting to know different cities and places. But like, if you ask me where I'm from, I can't give you an answer. So I just say Texas.
It's amazing that I'm able to say that I've been so many places.
I've come to the realization that where I am at school right now will be the longest place I've ever stayed, in terms of like, I will be here probably after 3 years. And that thought kind of scares me.
I can't imagine growing up in one place. Because I haven't, not for like very, very long periods of time, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, especially now that I'm kind of getting ready to go out and like go to school and stuff. I think it's really preparing me to acclimate myself with different types of people and different types of surroundings and environments. I think that's cool. The reason why I believe that we clash so much is because I got myself into a lot of trouble, typically. I have many, many stories about that, like escaping out of church multiple occasions and running off to go to the playground, them even installing a new security system just for me, only to break out of it once again. And she'd find me every single time, and she'd be very, very upset with me about that. Oh man, I caused her a lot of trouble. I've done quite a bit. I accidentally called the cops and the firemen to our house, pressing an alarm system. And I remember getting into so much trouble for that. But it was mainly because I was curious, and I would like do that stuff, and I'd ask like these insane questions from what I hear. Like I'd ask like, how is it like dying and stuff, or how would it feel like falling from like cliffs of things. It was just weird and bizarre things like a kid would be asking and doing, and like being able to know how to do. And I'd get into a lot of trouble for doing that stuff. So it was just that type of clashing, and I didn't make things easier for her. I didn't really make things easier, especially with all that she had to do for the house mainly. I didn't make that any easier. I just got into trouble for that attention. Not really good though. Well, she worked a lot. She would manage school, work, and then also taking care of everything. Like I don't remember, like I'd see her, not saying like she wasn't just not there, but she was always like out and having to do something. Like she didn't really have a moment to like sit down for sometimes. But there were moments where we did, and those moments were real fun. Like whenever she did that stuff in between, she'd always make sure to do like family gatherings like inside the house. We did like this little talent show in the house. Like she had a camera she got, but we did this like, talent show, and she'd make us memorize a song, and we'd do it with karaoke, and we'd have so much fun doing that. And she tried to manage all that in between because you could tell she wanted to be there, you know? It's not easy having to manage everything, especially in those moments in between where she just was a single parent. Like, it's not easy. I can't imagine it being easy. So she would just manage a lot of stuff. Like, and my sister, Naya, she would try to make that easier. But it's still hard. It was hard.
Life has always just been me, Aaliyah, and Trey and Mom.
We are very close. I think I haven't seen siblings as close as we are before. And all of our relationships contrast and differentiate with one another greatly. Like, Anaya and my mom are like real close. She's the eldest. She and her get like, they are like close knit. They hang out a lot around each other a bunch. They talk about each other a bunch. Like, they're really close. Trey and my mom, I think, as you may have heard about him, they have like this, he says things that I'm surprised to hear him say, but they just kind of have that dynamic where they're like, they play around a bunch and they mess around a lot. And I don't have that either. It's something weirdly in between that, but it's not at the same time. They're all so different. I think I wish I could put my relationship with my mom into words. It's because I don't really think about it sometimes, but now when I'm actually thinking about it, it's really calm. We talk a bunch, we hang out around each other, we do a lot of girly things. I think we have the girliest dynamic. Like, we'll do our nails together. Sometimes we'll do our makeup together when she's getting ready for like her modeling shoots, as I mentioned. Like, she'll ask me to get ready with her. I'll help her with her nails and stuff. And like, I just help, and would like gossip, of course. That's always fun. But it's just a lot of girly things. And I think that's really fun to be able to do with her. After like not being able to for so long, and now having that time to actually like be able to understand and get to know each other, that's really good.
My relationship with my siblings, it is very close. It's very important to me, actually. It means the world to me, because when I think of family, they're the ones who come up to my mind, like always. If I lost those two, I don't know what I'd do.
It's great, you know. Of course, siblings, most of the time, they argue, but we never really do that. You know, it's like childish arguing, of course, but we've never really like held grudges against each other. It's always been really close since, you know, we were all that we could rely on whenever my mom wasn't around. So I'd say that we were definitely closer than most siblings, and we're happy with each other.
She means well. She may not show it in the way that you may want to see or hear about it, but no matter how bluntly or how stoic she may come off with it, she means the best for anyone who is close to her, or if she wants to get to know. Like, and she'll never do someone dirty with the intention to hurt somebody. Like, I think she's just a good person. I really do. I do believe that. She sometimes has like a really like awful way, and like she'll like get on you about something that you know, but you don't want to admit to it, but she's doing what's best for you. You just gotta think outside the box and try to think about it from the way she shows affection and stuff like that. She's really caring. She really is. She's good to her friends. She's good to her family. She's a good person.
Happy birthday. Congratulations. Okay, this is a fantastic year for you. I hope it's amazing. I hope you're having a ton of fun. Don't let any of these people get to you. I know that it's definitely been a rough year for all of us and you. And I'm sorry that it's been that way. But you're going strong. You're doing great. I miss you a ton.
I want her to embrace it. I really want her to accept it with full open arms, and I want her to do so many things that she's never done before, and to step out of that comfort zone and to just do it for herself because she wants to do it for herself. I want to hear all about it, and I hope that hearing about it doesn't hinder, or communicating about it with us doesn't hinder that experience for her in any way, shape, or form. But I really want her to become herself and have that opportunity to become herself, because I don't think she's had that before.
I know we don't talk too much, at least since I've been here, because both of our workloads are horrible. But I do hope you're doing amazing and you have a fantastic birthday.
I'm going to school, my sister's off to school, my brother's finishing up school. That may be nerve-wracking because you think you may be alone in those moments, but we're always here for you. And I hope she knows that. I really want her to know that.
I love you very much. That is all.
So you have 3 children, single by choice. What is Nicole doing with her life?
Nicole is learning Nicole. I am hiking right now. I'm working out like 4 to 5 times a week. I am modeling. I'm writing a book just about my life. It started out as something just therapeutic, just writing about me, and turned into like something people actually wanted to read, and I let them read a little bit of it, and they're like, oh, you need to write more. So that's what was created that. I think I have like maybe 3 more chapters and I'm finished, and I started looking for like publishers and stuff like that. So I actually started modeling because I went on the dating app, and a couple photographers like hit me up and was like, hey, I'm just on here to like find people to like photograph. Will you please do some photos with me? And I was like, no, it sounds sketchy. Why you want to take pictures of me? It's not that serious. I'm good. Thank you. And keep in mind, I grew up in an environment when I was never told I was pretty. There's one time I remember my mother telling me I was pretty. One time. And other than that, my friends find it hard to believe. I've actually had people saying like, now guys hit on you, why wouldn't you think they were pretty? I'm like, but they're not the attractive ones. And then, like I said, my last marriage, I spent 4 years with that person. Although we were married for 1 year or a year and a half, we were together for 4. And for 4 years, I let this individual tell me how without enhancements, I wasn't pretty enough. And I believed it. And I believed it because I didn't know me. I didn't love me enough to know when somebody was tearing me down. And so when these photographers were hitting me up asking me to take pictures, I'm like, y'all are crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? Why you want to take photos? like, you just want to get me and kill me, you know what I mean? Excuse me. And so I did one shoot and it came out really well. I got a lot of response and a lot of feedback from people. And so then I did another shoot and then another one. And then a magazine contacted me. I've been flown out a couple times for different projects. And I honestly was just like, I'm getting some free pictures. And now it's turning into something so much bigger than I ever expected or ever intended for it to be. Like, still now it's so funny because, like, I think I'm pretty. I know I'm pretty. I don't see myself how other people see me. I don't. Because I have been told a lot that, like, I'm really attractive and all. So I'm like, yo, I'm like average. Like, I'm like a 7. Like, I think I'm teetering on like a 7. I'm like at a good spot, right? But I want to work on believing I'm a 10 no matter what. Whether that's in anybody else's eyes or not, that I see me as a 10. And until I can get there and until I can, like, love me unconditionally, I don't want to do any relationships. I want to focus on me. So I'm just exploring. I like to travel. I'm taking 4 trips this year. I'm doing a Bali trip for my birthday. I'm learning to say no and yes when it needs to be yes, but I'm learning to say no when I need to say no and trust my instincts and trust myself. So right now I'm better in me. So to anybody that I've ever hurt, I'm sorry. Hurt people. And for a long time I was hurt. And for anybody that has ever hurt me, I forgive you. Nothing on this earth is worth carrying any kind of bitterness or hardness or malice. Life is too short. Enjoy every moment. And to the ex-husbands that I hurt, and I smile when I say it because I'm saying plural in husbands, but very seriously, I know I've hurt each one of you in different ways. And no matter the rationale or reason behind it, I'm sorry. And hopefully one day we can get along, especially the first one for our children's sake, because it's old, it's tired. Respect is mutual. And just know I respect you as their father. And please respect me as their mother. Number 2, we've settled our differences for the most part. So, we've had those conversations, so we're good. And then number 3, I hope you find what you want and who you want and never settle for anything less. To my kids, you already know how I feel, man. Do you? A person will come, but do you first. And be the best you can be and live for you. Because you come in this earth by yourself and you leave this earth by yourself. And every day is the youngest you'll ever be. So just make it good. Make it count.